Have you been waking up between 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. lately? Do you think it's just aging, a sleep problem, or maybe something more mysterious? I'll tell you right now, it's deeper than you think, much deeper. Whether it's your heart, your mind, or your spirit calling out, this wake-up pattern is no accident. Remember to save this video, because I'm sure that you'll need it more than once. At different points in your life, waking up between 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. carries different meanings. What's true for your health or spirit today may not be the reason tomorrow. That's why knowing all the layers behind it, physical, emotional, and even spiritual, matters more than you think. According to the National Institute on Aging reports 60% of seniors face early awakenings tied to heart and hormone imbalances. But I've seen a darker pattern, like my own brother, who woke up at this hour for weeks, then fell ill after sensing things and speaking in riddles. Hi my friends, it's Vernon again. In today's video, I'll reveal what really makes seniors wake up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. and the 6 specific reasons behind it that you absolutely must know, along with what you can do tonight to stop it. Before we begin, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And before we dive in, I want you to understand something. A single click could help someone recognize the warning signs before it's too late. Because waking up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. isn't just a passing annoyance. It could define how the rest of your life unfolds. Or worse, how someone else's fate is sealed without ever knowing why. Now, what I'm about to share isn't just information, it's something your future self will thank you for. Let's begin with the first reason you keep waking at this sacred silent hour, and the first necessary thing you absolutely must do. Reason number 1. Cortisol spikes and melatonin loss disrupt your body's clock after 60. There's a kind of silence between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. that doesn't feel peaceful, it feels like a signal. You wake up, not from noise, but from something inside. A racing heart, loud thoughts. And you can't help but wonder if your body is trying to warn you before something serious unfolds. This isn't just aging. The National Institute on Aging reports that over 60% of adults over 60 wake too early due to falling melatonin and a surge of cortisol, the stress hormone, between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. In younger adults, this helps with smooth waking. But after 60, the system falters, melatonin drops too soon, and cortisol spikes too hard, creating a false internal alarm. A 2023 study in the Journal of the American Geriatrics Society found that seniors who frequently woke early faced a 34% higher risk of high blood pressure and faster cognitive decline within 2 years. My brother was one of them. For weeks, he woke at 3:20 a.m. saying the room felt different. He started sensing things, predicting illnesses. At first, we thought it was stress. But doctors found early-stage kidney disease and chronic inflammation. His body was speaking. He just didn't know how to listen. If this is happening to you, here's what I recommend doing. Get sunlight before 9 a.m. to reset your body clock and regulate cortisol. Avoid screens at night, which suppress melatonin. Try deep breathing. Instead of reaching for your phone 4 seconds in, 7 hold, 8 out. Speak to your doctor about safe melatonin or magnesium support if it continues. Don't dismiss this pattern. Your body could be whispering the first quiet warning before symptoms ever show. Now, if cortisol is what wakes you, the next reason may be what's keeping you awake. Something hidden, silent, and dangerously common in older adults. It's not just a sleep issue. It's a low-grade battle your body is fighting every night, and most people don't even know it's happening. Reason number 2. Silent inflammation and restless nerves disrupt your sleep from the inside out. You might think it's just a dream or a random sound, but the real reason you're waking up could be deeper, hidden in your joints, your muscles, or even your gut. After 60, the body often enters a state of low-grade chronic inflammation, a quiet breakdown that doesn't scream like injury, but whispers through stiffness, digestive issues, and yes, 3 a.m. wake-ups. Harvard Health notes that inflammation rises with age, especially in those with arthritis, type 2 diabetes, or metabolic syndrome. This process disrupts the nervous system, triggering what neurologists call micro-pain awakenings, tiny alerts that pull you out of deep sleep without fully waking you. My wife used to say, "It feels like something's crawling in my legs at 3 a.m. It turned out her magnesium was low and inflammation markers were high. Her body wasn't trying to hurt her, it was trying to protect what it couldn't repair during sleep. And she's not alone. The Journal of the American Geriatrics Society found that seniors with elevated inflammation markers had 47% more nighttime awakenings, even if they felt no pain. So if you're waking up sore, tense, or twitchy, don't ignore it. Your body might be speaking in signals, not symptoms. Here's what I've found to be most helpful. Avoid inflammatory foods at night. Skip sugary snacks, fried food, and heavy meats. Choose steamed greens, ginger tea, or a banana instead. Apply heat to stiff areas like your back or knees for 10 minutes before bed. Do light stretches to relax your joints and release tension before sleep. So take care of your body well. It's speaking to you, even when the pain hasn't shown up yet. Don't ignore what feels small now. It might be the warning that saves you later. Be honestly, after hearing this, does any part of it you feel familiar? If your answer is yes, don't hesitate to drop a simple comment. Reason number 2 makes sense. By that way, I'll know I'm doing something right for people like you. But sometimes, it's not your body waking you up, it's your mind. Memories, regrets, or unspoken emotions don't just disappear with age. They resurface when the world is quietest. That's what we're going to unpack next. Reason number 3. Emotional overflow and dream replays wake you when your mind can't shut off. Have you ever woken up around 3:40 a.m., heart pounding, not from pain, but from a dream that felt too vivid to ignore? Maybe it was an old memory, or something you couldn't explain. You lay there, wide awake, unsure if it was fear, grief, or something deeper. This isn't just a coincidence. It's your brain processing emotional residue that didn't get cleared during the day. And after 60, it happens more often. The National Institute on Aging notes that older adults have less REM sleep, which intensifies dreams. Add early cortisol spikes and lower serotonin, common in seniors facing isolation, grief, or quiet depression, and your brain becomes more vulnerable to emotional overload at night. I once spoke to Robert, 72. A strong, quiet man living next to my house told me he kept dreaming of his late wife's final days, always between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. During the day, he was fine, but at night, his mind opened the door his heart had kept shut. According to Harvard Health, these early wake-ups are often linked to unprocessed emotions like guilt or unresolved grief, even in those who aren't aware they're carrying it. So if you've been waking with lingering dreams or a heart full of noise, it might not be restlessness. It might be unfinished emotional business trying to surface. If that sounds like you, don't just roll over and try to forget it. Give your mind a safe way to release what it's holding. Keep a small notebook by your bed. Jot down what you felt. Even one sentence helps. Don't suppress it. Whisper to yourself, "I hear you. We'll face this in the morning." Sit up and do 3 slow exhales, longer than your inhales. It resets the brain's emotional center. So don't ignore what your dreams are trying to tell you. Sometimes, the only time your heart feels safe enough to speak is at 3 a.m. But emotional weight isn't the only thing waking seniors up. In the next point, we'll look at a reason far more physical, And it starts with your bladder. Reason number 4. Nighttime bathroom urges. Your bladder's cry for help between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. I'll be honest, this happened to me. For weeks, I kept waking at 3:15 a.m. with pressure in my lower belly. No sound, no dream, just the urge to use the bathroom. At first, I blamed late-night water. But when it became nightly and I started waking up exhausted, I saw my doctor. The diagnosis: early signs of prostate enlargement. Nothing serious yet, but enough to disrupt my sleep, energy, and blood pressure. Harvard Health reports that nearly 7 in 10 people over 60 experience nocturia, nighttime urination that fragments sleep. Most ignore it. But the Journal of the American Geriatrics Society links waking up twice or more per night to increased risk of falls, fatigue, and cognitive decline, even if daytime symptoms seem mild. The real danger? It breaks up the deep sleep your body needs to heal, regulate blood sugar, and protect your heart. Without it, slow damage adds up. These are the solutions, recommended by Harvard Health, that I personally applied, and the improvement was noticeable. I started cutting off fluids at least 2 hours before bedtime, especially avoiding tea, fruit juices, and soups. I began doing a double void once after dinner and again right before bed. I elevated my legs for 15-20 minutes in the evening to reduce fluid pooling in the lower body and overnight pressure on the bladder. Most importantly, I had an honest talk with my doctor to rule out early-stage prostate issues or blood sugar imbalances. Looking back, what surprised me most wasn't just how my body responded, it was how my nights changed. Once the bathroom trips stopped, I expected peaceful, uninterrupted sleep, but something else began happening. I'd still wake up, this time without the urge to move, just awake. Eyes open, stillness everywhere, no sound, no discomfort, just a strange sense that I wasn't alone. It's hard to explain. But if you've ever opened your eyes between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. and felt like something was waiting for you in the silence, then you know what I mean. In reason number 5, we'll talk about that. About the hour that mystics, monks, and prophets have feared and followed. And why so many seniors feel that their soul is being stirred, even when their body is still. Reason number 5, a spiritual stirring. Why 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. feels like a wake-up call from beyond. I wasn't always someone who believed in spiritual things, but during a stretch of nights when I kept waking between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. long after I'd resolved my bladder issues, something shifted. One morning, around 3:22 a.m., I woke up with no pain, no urgency, just a deep stillness. The air felt heavy with meaning. I didn't feel fear, just an odd clarity, like I was meant to be awake. When it kept happening, night after night, I started to wonder, what if this isn't just biology, but something more? Many ancient traditions believe it is. Traditional Chinese medicine links this hour to the lungs and grief. In Christianity, it's the fourth watch, a time when God speaks in silence. Even modern science agrees. A 2019 study in the Journal of Religion and Health found that adults over 60 who practiced early morning reflection or prayer had higher emotional resilience and lower anxiety than those who didn't. Maybe waking up at 3 a.m. isn't a problem. Maybe it's a calling. Here's the quiet shift that helped me turn 3 a.m. into peace, not panic. I stopped reaching for distractions. No phone, no television, no frustration. I started with one simple sentence: I'm listening. I kept a blank page open beside my bed and I just wrote whatever came. And sometimes, I just breathed slowly and thanked God for waking me up. So if you know someone, maybe a parent, a spouse, or a dear friend, who keeps waking between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. and talks about dreams, strange feelings, or signs they can't quite explain, share this video with them. Let them know they're not crazy. not cursed, and definitely not alone. Sometimes, all a person needs is to feel understood, to calm down, and to start believing in themselves again. Now, my friends, remember to note what I told in Reason 6, because we'll go deeper into something many seniors feel in the dark of night, a sudden tightness or pressure in the chest. And it could be your heart trying to warn you before it's too late. Reason number 6, the silent chest pressure between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. that may be a warning sign. 2 years ago, I saw my old colleague Thomas at a coffee shop. He looked unusually tired and told me he kept waking at 3:30 a.m. with a strange chest pressure, not pain, just a heavy feeling. He brushed it off. 3 weeks later, he had a mild heart attack. Doctors said those wake-ups were early warnings his body tried to give him. According to the American Heart Association, over 50% of heart attacks in seniors happen between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. when cortisol and blood pressure spike. Symptoms are often vague: chest tightness, dizziness, nausea, or a racing heart. Harvard Health also warns of silent ischemia, where reduced heart oxygen causes no pain at all, especially at night. That's why any discomfort during those hours should never be ignored. And a JAG study revealed that those who reported early morning chest discomfort were 39% more likely to develop major cardiac events in the next 6 months. Simple nighttime habits that help protect the heart. Use a home blood pressure monitor to check readings shortly after waking, especially on days following early morning chest pressure. Practice the 4 to 7 -8 breathing method before bed. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale slowly for 8. This helps lower nighttime stress and heart rate. Ask a doctor about scheduling a nighttime blood pressure assessment, a simple check that can uncover hidden cardiac risks during sleep. So if your chest ever feels off between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., don't wait. Listen to your body and speak to your doctor. Early awareness could save your life. Conclusion. Before we finish, let's pause and take in what we've just uncovered. Because waking up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. is not just a bad habit, and it's not something you should ignore anymore. It might be your body struggling with hormone imbalances or silent inflammation. It might be your mind holding on to unresolved grief or tension. Or it might be your spirit trying to reach you in the only quiet hours left in your day. But whatever the cause, you now have clear, essential things you can do tonight to begin fixing it. Balance cortisol and melatonin with early sunlight, screen control, and breathwork. Reduce hidden inflammation by avoiding inflammatory foods and doing gentle nightly stretches. Address emotional overflow through journaling and quiet processing before dawn. Fix bladder-related disruptions with hydration, timing, and a simple double void routine. Embrace spiritual wake-ups with stillness, writing, and intentional presence. Pay close attention to chest pressure, track it, breathe through it, and don't hesitate to call your doctor. So start small. Listen to your body. Make one change tonight. And if anything I shared today helped you, please like this video, subscribe, and drop a comment saying which insight felt most true for you. I read every word for sure, and someone else might need to hear what you've just confirmed. This is Vernon. Stay curious, stay healthy, and above all, stay connected to yourself and to what your 3 a.m. wake up is trying to say. Bye. See you in the next video.